Hello everyone, we're on another episode of Saturday Sharing, wherein I share some of the things that I've learned through reading books, reflections. Do I reflect? Or just things I learned that I find helpful, which I hope you can find some things that you can apply to your life also. So for this week, we will be talking about a book by David Richo. It's called The 5 True Things. A little guide to embracing life's biggest challenges. So this book actually I've read early this year when I started my 1 month book journey, which I actually kinda stopped doing because I switched to listening to book summaries, which Pareto principle. So instead of buying the whole book, I just listen to audiobooks and summaries, and then when I find it interesting, that's when I buy. So this is actually a quick read, just 120 pages. So this book talks about the 5 givens of life that we don't have control, but all of us can experience. So it's given, but if we have the correct mindset, then we can consider these things as gifts. So these gifts are not limited, but the author, Mr. David, only talk about the 5 true things. Let's begin. First one is, everything changes and ends. Everything comes to pass, nothing comes to stay. I think we all are aware of that, and even if we like it or not, change is the only constant thing in this world. From our physical features, from our dreams, from our hobbies, most of it actually change. And if you are not in the best position in life, you find it very hopeful knowing this truth, that the position you are in can actually turns out to be good, or will give you more opportunity in the future, or it's just preparing you for something better to come. On the other hand, if you are experiencing the best moments of your life, then this idea that nothing stays will remind you to be more present of the moment and enjoy the companion that you have and the experience you are going through. So this truth is actually challenging, despite knowing that things really change. May it be for worse or for the best, things will change, and only those brave people can say yes to these changes with open mind and embrace what the future can offer. Although everything changes and ends, things renew themselves and move through cycles that further evolution. The second truth is, things do not always go according to plan. I am prepared for the worst, but hope for the best. As we grow, we know the importance of preparation and planning, be it in school, at work, in life. Planning is very important. Planning gives us a sense of security, knowing that we are in control of how things are going to be. Being able to follow our plans give us a sense of power and motivation to continue living. We have this step-by-step guide on what to do next. It gives us a comfortable feeling. It gives us a vision of how long do we have to work hard, or how are we going to do things. The challenge comes when things don't go as planned. How are you gonna handle that? Are you mentally strong enough and prepare enough to deal with the changes, and how to embrace these things that comes without your permission? Unexpected things can set you back or set you up. it's all a matter of perspective. For me, I normally plan things, but I also acknowledge that there's a better plan that's in store for me, or there's a room for things to not go my way, and accept the fact that I am not in control of things, and be spontaneous in some areas of my life where I don't have fully control of. Because if I keep sticking to what my plan is without considering the things that could go wrong, then I'm gonna be stressed, and I don't want that. Although things do not always go according to plan, we sometimes sense a larger plan at work through synchronicity that opens startling possibilities. So there are circumstances where our plans didn't work, and then after a few years or few months, then we become thankful that our plan didn't happen, that better things happen because our plan didn't work out. Third is, life is not always fair. Fairness does not mean everyone gets the same. Fairness means everyone gets what they need. Life is unfair. That's what most of the complaints we heard or we complain in our life, and I've said that more than I should. We try to compare what we have from what others have, which is not good. But if you look at it, it's a harsh truth that even if you do good, people will see the bad things that you do. If you continue to do good, people will sometimes take advantage. If you do well in a project, someone else takes the credit. It's not just fair. I don't know what's the standard of fairness to you, but for me, I look at fairness in a very general manner. Like, I'm not good at this area, but I have this, and I think it balances out somehow. That's how I want it to be. Because if I keep thinking that life is always not fair, then I don't want that. It makes me want to have more, which I don't want also, because that means I have to force myself in doing more, and I don't want that. I just want to have a relaxed mind, appreciating what I have, clarity of mind. Comparing what I have now will not be in line with how I want my life to be. And sometimes when we feel unfairness, our mentality is like, I'll take revenge or retaliation. Like, I made the effort and then I didn't receive the credits, then next time you do low. So the challenge of this truth is to have that mindset that retaliation is not the answer, that you don't judge the source of the unfairness, because if you do, then you have the experience of being judged and you will be biased with your thinking. So it's more on mindfulness and spiritual value to know that revenge is not the answer. Although life is not always fair, something in us remains committed to fairness and refuses to be unjust or retaliatory. Fourth thing is, pain is a part of life. So there are different kinds of pain, physical, emotional. All pain results in suffering before change happens. I saw this video in YouTube wherein the narrator talked about that pain only can last 20 minutes and the rest of that is self-inflicted. So if you keep thinking about the pain that you're going through, plus your ego, how people hurt you or how people give you difficulties in life, then you have more chance of blaming others, not holding yourself accountable of what happened. You tend to push the blame to other people. I mean, you have to be accountable of the things that you do. If you feel pain, if you were hurt, it's normal. If you take revenge, If you blame the other person and you do further things that will hurt them, then the problem is not with the person anymore. You also contribute to make things worse. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. The challenge for this truth is to overcome the idea that we only deserve the good things in life, where in fact pain is essential for us to grow. If there's no pain, then we would be numb to what happiness feels like or being successful feels like, for accomplishing things. We must not see as pain as a suffering and happiness as a reward. Pain is the teacher that we don't want to have, but actually teaches a good lesson in life. We just have to accept that there are things that we can only learn the hard way. There will be times that the pain is too much, then it leads us to humility, to acknowledge that we alone is not good enough in dealing emotional problems, that we need people to help us go through things. And it's okay. It's okay to be weak, to be in pain, to recognize that there will be times that you really need people to push you and help you move on things, to grieve with you, to be there for you. It's normal. We're humans. Even Captain America needs help.
Assemble.
Although pain is part of life, we have ways of dealing with it, and thereby we expand our powers to handle future pain and help others in their pain. Then the last truth is, people are not loving and loyal all the time. Those who don't know the value of loyalty can never appreciate the cost of betrayal. As we journey through life, we meet different kinds of people. Some are dishonest, some are loyal, some abandon friendships, some never keep their promise. And as adults, we stride with it. We continue to live despite knowing the fact that not all people are good, but they are not also bad in nature. We just have to accept it. It's not about you, it's them. When betrayal is common, loyalty becomes rare. I don't want to believe that people are naturally born dishonest or have this intention of doing you bad. It's just that their emotions or intentions change along the way. That's how I try to comfort myself. I know it's not always the case, but I'd like to think it that way. It helps me not to be judgy when it comes to meeting new people. Because if I have this thinking that, oh, dishonest people exist, then I'd be like, are you one? Are you? You're dishonest, right? Personally, I want to play it on the good side of things. And if people betray me, then oops, I trusted the wrong person. But if not, then it's also good to say that I knew you're a good person. I can feel it in my heart. It's truth of life that you have to accept, because the person who betray you may not have betrayed others, and the people that are loyal to you may have hurt other people. So it's just a matter of time on which pace of life you meet this kind of people. If, let's say, you met this person early in life where maturity hasn't come yet, then high chance they will play around and you think of them as dishonest or not good based on your standard of a person. But after 5 years, you can't keep them under the label of dishonest or unfaithful only because they hurt you several years ago. Like, people change. Maybe he has changed for the best or for the worst, but he has changed, and it's up to the next person that he will be in a relationship with to judge if he really has changed or not. And all you have to do is to move on and find the people that will be loyal to you, because when betrayal is common, loyalty is rare, and you don't want to spend your time trying to figure out the intention of people, because you will never be in control of that. All you can do is be honest with yourself and do what you think is rightful with humility. Although people are not loving and loyal all the time, nothing has to get in the way of our acting with loving kindness and not giving up on others. No human action can take away another human being's capacity to love. So that's it for this video. I've actually wrote a blog about this book before, so if you want to check that out, so I put the link on the description. And I hope you learned something from today's sharing, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. You're a work in progress, okay?